Hi. Actually, I was studying differential equation. Then, I should maybe write what I mean, this is function, and I was studying differential equation. First of all, this is my brain. Of course, this brain has two sides. I mean, your brain has two sides. Of course, this part goes here, then this goes here to your, this part is just your, kind of skeleton. But this is bones, actually, your legs. Inside of my brain, when I'm just studying this differential equation, I had a lot of stress, stresses. I am 34.5 years old. Then I'm not, my GPA is 1.97. This is so horrible for, the thing is, I'm healthy. Actually, when I'm showing this, is it possible to make myself smaller? I just want myself to be, smaller is better, to be honest. I like to be smaller because when I'm small, I can be kind of, you can watch more of this, I'll be here, I'll be, kind of here maybe, and so I'm healthy, and my brain health is really matter. I should use two sides of my brain. I should use two sides of my brain, especially when I'm studying these subject. Anyway, but I just want to talk because I love math, and I want to, this is me. And if you shake me, of course, our living is in 3 dimension. Our life is in 3 dimension. Of course, with dimension of t, God knows, if this is kind of 3 dimension. But this is space, right? I don't know how to imagine time affecting this dimension. But anyway, this is me. In XY, change. If you change me in delta x, and if you change me in delta y, this gives me differential, differentiation of me or a function. Amazing. About this, because I'm putting this video for a purpose. So I explain. The thing is, in real life, that's why when I was talking about IQ, when I'm talking about IQ is, in my opinion, is any IQ, you need to see the delta of this IQ. The delta of IQ is much more important than IQ. You will reach to some IQ, but the change in delta IQ is really important. That's really important. That brings the, when apple falls, I mean, apple falls, but why it falls, you know? I mean, you have some IQ, and your IQ, delta IQ is, you know, maybe for real high IQ person, you know, from this point to this point, you know, maybe normal person goes here, but the really smart person like me, you know, with 300 rate a year, doesn't mean in where. I mean, you put me in computer and I play a regular game. Some people, real human play, and I improve my rate to this rate. So this gives me some confidence. That's why I'm just saying delta IQ is matters. You know, the other thing is, you know, sometimes, you know, the best thing is for cleaning this paste is just you just go here and feel the, you know, you just feel it with white. When you feel a solid color with white, solid color, when you choose that with white, right? Which one is this? Oh, it's white because it already changed. This way you're gonna change this, you know, page, and you're gonna start writing. It's not clean yet. Okay, my point was, I guess I need to go to brush. My point was a function first of all, we have some range that exchange that gives us y, and this is function, and f of x is an if operator that the x from this range goes in and f of x comes out. So with this definition, we have this you know, horizontal line test that gives us the possibility to studying this, because, you know, you want to study something. Why? Because you want to get result. Why you want to get result? Because you want to make your future. Again, you could choose this white color. Then you go here, fill with solid, and then clean. Then after cleaning, clean. Enter. So when we start studying in math, so you should start from some point as real life. And in real life, we have a function that if that this is x and this is y from a to b, and in between we have x0, and this is a function f of x, and as I said, this is going to be some operator, because because when we put x in transfer, Laplace transfer, when you put x, it comes another thing, it comes v or t, different function. This is operator. Actually, I learned it from MIT lecture. It comes f of x. From here comes f of v, different function. So from here, we learn an important thing. We want to discuss this the derivative of function, because you know when you are, this is just homeless in section 8. You don't know what is this. You don't. This is IQU, but you know you want to become something that shows you your delta IQ, and this is the limit of f of x minus f of x0 at that point minus x0 when x travels to x0. And the very important things is, this is like these operations, you know, when you put x travels to x0, this is you know, you can conclude that x minus x0 travels to 0, and you can call it h. Because it says nothing, and then this is bold, and I put already inter, and I want to choose this. So when in real life we want to study this function, we see the derivative, how the derivative works. And of course in derivation, when this is your coordinate system, and you want to study this, it matters which part you go when your x0 is here. So when x travels to this point, so f of x bigger, so this is x by 0, x travels to x0 from x travels to x0, but from bigger part. And the other thing is f of x minus x0, x travels to x0 from a smaller part. And if this is going to be equal to f0 x, the function of f prime that x0 exists, first this, then this, then this, then we say if x0 exists to some, you know, some number, a number, or you know, a function that it's f prime of, you know, function of f prime. And my point here was this: when you derivative of function is equal d of x, d of f of x over d of x to d of x d of x, this is equal f prime of x equal to 1. I mean, here, as you can see, when you derivative of, you drive you just shake a function, you just put mean situation based on time and space and everything. The characteristic that appears, the change rate of change, always have some coefficient or something to that differentiation, you know. This is really important to see this 1. And the other thing is, when I'm saying x travels to x0, it's very important to see that x minus x0 travels to 0, and you can call it h. Because when in books that most of the, I didn't, you know, it's just you know, because I'm from Iran, and algebra, I'm Armenian from Iran, and you should know that, you know, this is the Persian, then this is the Iran, and here is Armenia. And the front of Armenia, this is Iraq. And Iraq was Aden. Adam was, was first of all, man and Adam and Eve were in heaven. Then God sent Adam and Eve. The thing is, because here is that there is a river here. It's a very important river that goes to, ends up to this, because here we have water, there we have water. Of course, this is the Urmi water that I was born. Because, when the pressure of economy pressure, Armenian, we're just here. We migrate here, or, to USA, or, Russia. Anyway, my point was, in Iran, algebra came from here. So, the things that I learned in Iran, the thing is, it's real. When, naturally, I should go over this. Naturally, the thing is, I need to say exactly at this point, IQ is not something that you just see. It's not, it's horrible that I'm just, okay, it's bad. It's really bad. Just, I'm working and I'm concentrating about my job, and these things are happening, and I don't like this way. It's just so bad. My equipments are just so bad. I need to talk about these because, when you just say IQ and then say, okay, Persian IQ is better than that IQ. First of all, human, this is 100,000 years took, scientific view, because religion view is different. In scientific view, and in 50,000 years took that we have modern human. So IQ that happens, this is the brain of human inside the head. This brain evaluation takes time. If you just want to see really how much it takes the modern human, you take the zeros. 10 to 5 is 2, right? 5,000, sorry, 5,000. This is better. 5,000 is much more better, 30 goes away. This is better. So after 3 goes away, 100 over 5 is 20. 1/20th of human existence on Earth. Because the first thing, the first thing in the first, when we say, from here, if you just, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 18, 19, 20. Okay, this is going to be, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So this one was, okay. Human, this is when human did the multitasking, it makes some voices. And those voices were codes. That those codes changed to written words. And those written words, you can say this coding, maybe human, everything happens for, 19 out of 20 of these things, just simple voice coding happens, Human just evaluate this simple voice coding, And after it learns all these things in what? In 100,000 years minus 5,000. It comes how much? It will come, of course, 9,000, 9 and 5,000 years. That if you add this 5,000, after this much experiencing of, because after this, that's why algebra happens in Iran, because the human happens, kind of civilization was there. You can't say these people are genius. I would say the genius part of humanity happens when the Jesus Christ, affects the Europe. Okay, I'm just getting to the point and just giving the answer. If there was no calculus, Jesus Christ saved. Okay, I'm gonna go. It's just natural, so I explained that, right? So I explained that it was natural. There is some effects that Jesus Christ affects Europe. Okay? And if you're not going to have this affection, believe me, this 5,000 years will be, this period will be the same as that one. And Jesus Christ 2,000 years ago happens because right now is 2015. 2,000 years ago it came and says, okay, believe in me. If you're not believing in me, you will go to nothing, and that's my point. So, let's see, this Christian is gonna say what? Zarek is going to say what? When you have a function and you want to study that function, you derive it, you just shake it. When you shake it in the limit, because you want to study that thing. You want to study that thing on a limit. You want to study, you want to study things, man. So you need to put on some limit. You want to live in some house, and your house, you should have some limit. Even, you want to be homeless on the streets. There is a sun. There is some area that you are moving, right? Again, you are limited. And we're gonna study you in the limits. So again, this f of x minus f of x0, x minus x0, x travels to x0, and I explained this limit is equal f. You are not going to put that x. You are going to put x0 plus h minus f of x0 over h when h travels to 0. Why? Because I say when you say x travels to x0 is the same as x minus x0 travels to 0, and this is h, so h travels to 0. So again, I said you are a function. Jesus Christ. You are a function and I want to study you. So I shake you. So you become kind of f prime, and I'm gonna study you. So it's gonna be f of x plus h f0 plus f of h over h when h travels to 0, this become f prime of x. But the thing is, because I had a, when it comes to, because, when you have some function, you have some family, you have kids, f1 of x, you have some kids, and you have wife, your wife and you, and you want to shake this. So this is, the other story. You should see, again, this is kind of going to be an xm, it's different x. This is what I want you to see. Bye.